Hello, I'm Dr Audrey Tang. I'm the resident psychologist on the Chrissy B Show, the only UK TV show dedicated to your mental health and well-being. Now, it's International Tea Day on the 21st of May, and we are a nation of tea drinkers. 80% of Brits drink tea, and together we consume over 60.2 billion cups per year. Not only does tea have scientifically proven health benefits, but psychologically, we also know it's the thing that gets us through the day. So with me on today's Chrissy B Show is Tim Bond of the Tea Advisory Panel. Tim is a chemist and a tea scientist. He is the technical director for ABT Tea Services Limited, which is the largest decaffeinated tea supplier in the world, as well as the project lead on the International Standards Organization Tea Committee and a member of worldwide tea associations and a contributor to the educational causes. So who better than Tim to tell us why tea gets us through the day? Welcome to the Chrissy B Show, Tim.
Morning. Thank you for having me.
Morning. Pleasure to have you. Tell us a little bit about International Tea Day, please, Tim. Where did it originate and what should we be doing?
Thank you. International Tea Day is really a WHO initiative, and it's really to sort of celebrate the millions of people, from tea pluckers, logistics, people actually bringing you your tea, as well as the people that are blending your favourite teas. And it gives us, as the Tea Advisory Panel, the ideal opportunity to talk about the health benefits of tea.
Fantastic. What are the key benefits of drinking tea?
There's a plethora of benefits, to be honest, Audrey. And, you know, what's quite good, actually, is that a lot of the health benefits sort of click in, if you like, or we get the benefits from the tea at about, 3 to 4 cups of tea a day. So if we're looking at how tea helps us, tea can actually reduce the risk of us developing cardiovascular diseases by reducing blood pressure. It can actually help us with long-term cognitive function, and some studies have shown it can actually delay the onset of dementia. All great stuff for long-term health, as we're all living longer and longer these days. And a very interesting one that's come out is actually diabetes. So really there's a 16% reduction in the risk of developing diabetes by drinking 3 to 4 cups of tea a day.
Oh my goodness. And is this tea on its own, or does milk change its properties? Does milk make a difference with drinking tea?
The addition of milk, the addition of milk as a question has been around a long time. But on balance, looking at the studies, the addition of milk does not change the bioavailability. Ultimately, we're drinking the tea, but the tea actually actives need to get into our biological system to affect the impact. So milk does not actually stop the bioavailability. And of course, milk contains calcium. Tea is good for teeth and bones. So the additional calcium actually gives us another benefit from our daily cuppa.
Brilliant. That's a relief, I think, for quite a few of us to hear, actually, because a lot of us do like adding that milk. But what about herbal teas, such as chamomile or turmeric tea, or the other teas that are rooted within different cultures? Do they have benefits as well?
They do. One challenge we have here is when we're looking at basically everything we say as the Tea Advisory Panel, it's based on good science. It's based on published studies. And although we comment on laboratory trials, we really focus on human studies. So what you'll find is that there's a lot of information about tea, Camellia sinensis tea, black, green, white, various types. There is less evidence out there in terms of the herbal teas, simply because people have always known they've been good for us. They've been around for hundreds of years. But we are starting now to see some good human trials and human studies, robust studies, for instance, on improved sleep and chamomile. That's always been known that chamomile helps to sort of relax us. There's now some studies that will actually show us that. We're getting improved hormone control from spearmint tea from studies, reduced oxidative stress, really from lemon balm. And it's really the phenolics and the similar types of components are actually present in normal tea that has these benefits. But one sort of standout here as well is for rosehip tea, which has been shown to actually give fewer period-related cramps. So really for most people in society, tea and herbal teas will have benefits that are very relevant to them.
That's really interesting. And on actually a personal question, What brought you into teas and your interest in tea?
I've always been interested in the links between plants, animals and humans in terms of the chemistry. So what we find with tea is it's an everyday product that we consume regularly, and it has such amazing benefits from such a simple act as drinking a cup of tea. And it's wide-ranging benefits. I mean, it even includes better bone density, better oral hygiene. Tea is actually a natural breath freshener. It reduces dental caries. So you've got some quite simple, seemingly trivial health benefits, but you've also got some very profound long-term benefits, which will actually help us live longer, healthier lives.
Absolutely wonderful. I had no idea that it was potentially a breath freshener as well. That's really fascinating. I've been conducting an informal poll on the perfect cup of tea, and a lot of people who answered that say it is that rich blend between the tea and the milk as their favourite type of sort of colour of tea. How do you make the perfect cuppa?
As you say, Audrey, I mean, people have very personal sort of views on how to do it, but generally, I mean, the way I do it, and I think a lot of sort of the people actually sort of with some expertise in blending and brewing. So you start with your favourite tea, and there's lots of teas out there. It's very much personal choice. Really, for the kettle, we should basically put the minimum amount of water in the kettle we need. From a sustainability point of view, that's the biggest impact we can have, is actually brew just the right amount of water. But it should be freshly drawn. Freshly drawn from the tap means it's got oxygen, air in it, which basically gives life to it. You boil it, bring it up to boiling. It's got to be boiling for black tea. It can be less than boiling for green. But the phytochemicals, the health components, the colour, the flavour, all comes out of black tea better at boiling temperatures. And then we'll brew it. I would brew it for probably minimum sort of 3 to 4 minutes. 4 to 5 is probably better. The longer you brew it, the more colour you get, the more health benefits you get out of it. And then once it's brewed for a good 5 minutes, then you add the milk. The milk obviously from the fridge, so it's going to cool the beverage as well, making it immediately enjoyable. But really, tea from the first sip has benefits in simple hydration, and we know that hydration is really important to help us focus and get on with the day.
Definitely something I'm going to be practicing on International Tea Day, which is May 21st. Thank you so much, Tim. So, not only are there proven health benefits, but that ritual of having a cup of tea works wonders, and we are going to enjoy ours now. Bye for now.
That's great. Thanks, Audrey.